Hey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. My name's Robert, and this is Pheasant Lane Farm. Tomorrow is the big day, a day that I've waited for a very, very long time to have a barn of our own. It's kind of one of the big reasons we bought this property a year and a half ago. And as I stand here tonight, knowing that tomorrow they start this barn, thinking about all that has been done out here. Now, I know it's probably hard if you guys watch my videos to kind of see the transition. You see it as I go. But now that I look back, thinking of what this place used to look like, there's roughly 3 acres out here. Where we're standing now, where that horse pasture is, used to look just like that back there. And I think I have a video or a picture saved in my phone what this used to look like. This was absolute overgrown brush, trees. There was 13 pieces of farm equipment that I had to have removed when we bought this property that we didn't know were there. The more land we'd clear and try and mow down, the more implements we'd find. And I think there's still 3 out there that are far into that kind of weed line there. So that's why I didn't go all the way to the woods. Still got to move those out of there. Kind of forgot about them. No biggie. But I am super excited. I grew up with livestock. My wife grew up on 10 acres out in the country, or 9, whatever it was. And this is our dream. Our dream is finally coming true. So I didn't get any footage of them laying the barn out. Actually, just one guy came out. I helped him hold the tape measures here and there. And he explained everything to me, as he went along, which is very cool to me. I believe that anything you can learn every day, you just need to keep learning and learning. And, I've seen guys lay out barns before, but actually to have it explained to me while it's happening was very cool. The big question, now, if you can see over here, we have the loafing sheds. Goats are in one. That goat was in her pen a few moments ago. She clears that 5-foot gate, whatever. So we eyeballed those loafing sheds when we put them in, and they're square to each other. They're both exactly 12 feet from each other on the ends. And then he said, where do you want to square the building off of? And that's something I hadn't thought of. I said, well, probably just square them off the loafing sheds, because that's what I had squared off the first part of the horse pasture we started. So I thought, that'll be cool. And then I was like, hold on a second, let's pull up Google Maps, and I just want to see. So our driveway is, a perfect 90 from the road. Our house sits back almost 1,000 feet. It looks like they squared the house off the driveway. The house is parallel with the road. I said, well, let's square the building off of the driveway, which is exactly 100 feet. I went off the edge of the driveway. It's pretty consistent. We measured a couple spots. So we went back 100 feet, marked our lines about 100 feet apart down here, made it real nice and square. And then I realized, man, this building looks so crooked because the loafing sheds are crooked. So it's kind of playing mind games with me, but hey, I'd rather have the building square on Google Maps than have the pasture square. And we only did a small section of the pasture, so it's not a big deal. But I'll put in here, kind of how crooked I put these loafing sheds in. And how we squared off these loafing sheds was my wife and my dad and a friend were here and like, yeah, that looks good. No too far that way. No back a half inch or a foot, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're crooked as hell, but hey, the building's going to be square, and that's what matters. So they squared this all up. We measured all the diagonals, and they are right on. I'm not even talking, they're not even off a 16th. They are dead on. He said that very rarely happens, but I'm glad it happened on my barn. The guy that's building the barn, according to his son, he's a little bit of a perfectionist, and I'm totally fine with that. Having someone build my barn that's like that. We got the skid steer here with the bucket and the forks. A hydraulic auger is coming tomorrow. There's a boom coming that can go on the skid steer or my Kubota L for putting trusses up. This is only going to be a 12-foot high sidewall for a livestock barn. But super, super excited. And just being out here tonight and just realizing where I'm standing right now used to be such thick brush, overgrown trees. that you couldn't see 5 feet into it. And all this work is a lot of work that went out here in the last year and a half. Most of it last year before I got hurt. This spring there was stuff we couldn't do, so we did hire a forestry mulcher to come in and do some work. Those machines are pretty awesome. And 20 feet from me right here is where the $60,000 mulching head discovered that we had a fairly large granite boulder about that low, that much below the topsoil. And needless to say, the guy said he's never seen damage on a mulching head like that. Luckily, he was able to drop it off at CAT. They gave him another one to finish the job, and then he had to go pay to have that one fixed. So my buddy Aaron did a fantastic job mulching that. So that's that, guys. Tonight we decided I think we're going to concrete part of the horse aisleway. Obviously we won't concrete stalls, and there will be a feed room / tack room in there, keep supplements, horse tack. That will be concrete also. So pretty awesome. So just having it laid out here where I can see the strings and know where it's going to be was like, oh man, like one of those moments for me, like this is really happening. So I will be with you guys tomorrow. Just got kiddo on the school bus. Today is a big day. I've been waiting for this day for a very long time. The guys are here. They're starting the pole barn. So I didn't do a video of them laying it out. I was kind of helping them. I was one guy here. So yeah, pretty uneventful video. It is muggy, muggy, muggy. It rained early this morning, so good thing we put that extra stone down. And it's going to be a good day, so I'll try and get some footage. I think we're going to make this part 1. This is not going to be a... Oh, I think another guy's coming here. This is not going to be a how-to barn video, just kind of a time lapse here and there of them building our dream barn. So we'll catch you later. All right, here you go. This is towards the end of day 2. I couldn't do the time lapse like I wanted, just wasn't working out. So I'll just do updates every couple days, every day. So this is the end, towards the end of day 2. They still got a couple hours to work. The first half of day 1 was digging all the holes with a New Holland skid steer and a hydraulic auger bit. So I knew we have rocks here. I told the guy that's building the barn that from our experience pounding fence posts and augering holes for fence posts, you can get down anywhere between 18 and 30, 32 inches, maybe 36. He's familiar with this area and how to build barns to code and how to get these barns to stick in the ground. So he did what he had to do. Everything's concreted in. I have no doubt this barn won't be going anywhere. But we're standing there thinking about it and looking at it, and the poles didn't go in the ground, permacolumns I should say, didn't go in the ground as far as what we had planned. So I said, hey, I already have the permacolumns here. Can we just make this barn a foot taller? And he looked around, did some calculations, and goes, yeah. So he doesn't order the steel until he takes the final measurement. The steel will come pre-cut from the supplier. So basically 200 bucks more got me a foot taller on this building. I called my wife. I was like, I don't know, you know, any little bit. I don't think anybody ever wishes, hey, my barn was shorter. We could have went 14 tall, but then we had to do some work with this pole right here, which is the shortest. That's one we got in the ground the most. And I was like, nah, don't even worry about that. 13 will be fine. It's just nice knowing that I got an extra foot of clearance, and it really didn't cost me anything. $200 in the scheme of things, that's a no-brainer. So as you can see from the footage, we have super rocky ground. One hole actually brought up clay, which was this one right here. So yesterday, first half of the day was digging holes. They set most of the columns yesterday. Today they finished up, I think there was 3 columns on the one outside wall, and then there was 4 going across that will be the separation wall in this barn. But these guys are fantastic, and you talk about hustle. Here's the big thing. I went and looked at a lot of pole buildings before we kind of designed ours, and you get what you pay for. My wife and I looked at a barn. This guy said, hey, look at this barn, it's beautiful. I didn't pay a whole lot of money for it. Okay, so we went and looked at it, and the crew built that barn in one day, that whole barn. And it's a nice barn. You start looking at it, the one back wall on it kind of bowed out like quite a bit. We probably looked at 20 barns, stopped and talked to people. The guy was very proud of his barn. I'm very thankful that he stopped and let us look at it. And he was bragging how cheap he got this barn. And no lie, I'm not exaggerating, the back wall of that barn, part of that wall bowed out, I want to say a good 8 to 12 inches. Some people might not care for a livestock barn. That's what this is. This is livestock horse barn, all under one roof. Now, to show you how good these guys are, they're building my barn. Everything was dead on all the runs when we set all the poles. All these permacolumns. The permacolumns are supposed to be guaranteed straight, but you're always going to have a little fluctuation. You don't know how they sat on the truck, all that stuff. So in an 80-foot run on the top, the farthest they were out was 3/16 of an inch, even though the bottom was perfect from when we concreted the columns in. So that was just a little bow in there. They took the bow out, and I can honestly say, because I just heard them read the measurements, both of the 80-foot runs on this barn are exactly 80 feet, 0.0 inches. The guy says if it's anything's within a 16th, he'll work on it to get it down to perfect. The back run of the barn there, I believe it was, that had bowed a little bit more. The bottom was exactly 80 feet. They pushed that back in, I think, a couple 16ths of an inch. So this barn is as square as you are gonna find them, and I am so stoked. We're so happy to have this going on. Like I said, we have a horrible storm coming tonight. Everything's starting to get tarped up. They're calling for up to 3 inches of rain. Part of this behind me is probably going to turn into a giant mud pit. I didn't get stone in here. Behind me farther is a pile of dirt from when they excavated this, but we're working with what we have. But I am so excited with this barn, and like I said, I'll keep doing an update video every 2 days or so. With all the rain coming tonight, I doubt that they're going to work tomorrow, but I could be wrong. It's kind of been raining on and off the last 2 days. So they are putting some girts on the end walls. Everything's stabilized. They're calling for high winds tonight. I don't have an ounce of worry in me. These guys are such professionals and perfectionists that I know nothing's going to happen to this barn tonight. But I'm going to get back and see if these guys need any more stone moved around, need help tarping this stuff up. It has not been, I've not seen the sun in probably 2 or 3 days. That Kid Rock song, you know. But yeah, it's been dreary, nasty, sprinkling on and off. It rained pretty hard yesterday morning, and I'm just so excited that this barn is going. I did not expect the progress to be going this fast with a 3-man crew, and I try and help where I can, carry 2x4s here and there, move the sawhorses, try and keep stuff efficient for them. And a big shout out to my mom, ran some stuff out I needed today. My dad went and bought some drill bits we needed and stocked up the cooler. So family thing, I can't wait for Amber to get home from work and check this out. I'm sure she's gonna be surprised. You don't realize how big a barn's gonna be until they put those top header boards on, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty tall. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll do these update videos. I'll throw some clips in of these guys working and what was going on. But super excited. He's going to order the metal. Metal usually comes next day or a few days from now. The trusses arrived early. They weren't supposed to be here for a few days. Evidently, the company that makes the trusses called. Somebody had ordered their trusses the same day I did, and then the day before canceled. So now those guys go to the bottom of the list. They call and says, hey, we can get your trusses to you early. So trusses are there under a tarp, and keep the sun off of them, which there is none. Keep them dry, and man, we're so excited. It's pretty funny. The goats just keep staring at this barn. And my mom bought a horse, so now I don't know if the goats are going to have room in the barn. They might have to stay in the loafing shed. So I don't think they'll care either way. All right, guys, we'll be back with you next time. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for all the prayers, support, everything you guys give me. Today has been kind of crazy. I've been on the phone with physical therapy today, attorneys, prosecutors, doctor's office. Some stuff's about to go down here coming up soon. So maybe someday I can tell you guys about all this fiasco I've been going through the last year, but can't do it yet. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything you guys do for us. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the emails. And we're getting closer to 2,000 subscribers. If you guys are a new subscriber, even if you don't have Kubota or any of the tractors and need any of the Zoox welding parts, the guy can make you signs for your shop, for your house. Another company jumped in and said they will do up to a couple $100 of powder coating. Maybe I'll add to it. Email me at pheasantlanefarm@gmail.com. Let me know you want to be entered in the 2K subscriber giveaway. It doesn't cost anything. Go check out zooxwelding.com. See the stuff he can make on a plasma table. You don't have to buy something for a tractor, but I think right now it's up to a $400 or $500 value that we're going to give away to one lucky subscriber. So thanks, guys. I finally wore a t-shirt, and we're going to get back with you in a few days. Talk to you later. Thanks, guys.